welcome to another exciting ICT class. Today, in this class, we will be looking at the meaning of sprite. We'll take a good look at the make a new sprite block and the behavior block. So sit back and let's continue to enjoy this wonderful and exciting class. Now, when we talk about the sprite is seen as a graphical character or objects on the screen that we can move, change, and even manipulate. Now, when we say move, change, and manipulate, it means that we can easily give the sprite other instructions and they can follow the instructions that we have given to the sprite. The sprites are graphical images that denote instructions that we can give to a code. The sprite can either move or even communicate and chat, just as we can see these sprites doing. The sprites does not just make themselves. We programmers are the ones that create a sprite. And sprites can be created using a block called the make a sprite block. The make a sprite block is a block that helps to create a new sprite. It comprises of the name of the sprite, the costume, and location. I will say it again, it comprises of the name of the sprite, the costume, and the location. Now, when we say the name of the sprite, just as we are seeing in the picture, the name of the sprite here is called fish. Any name that is placed on the sprite, that is what the costume will be. The costume is like a picture that denotes the name given to the sprite. So if a name of a sprite is called fish, the costume is also going to be showing the picture of a fish. If the name of a costume or of a sprite is called alien, it means that the costume should also be called or should be the picture of alien. You cannot have the name of a sprite called fish and the costume will be donkey. No. Whatsoever it's in the name of the sprite, that is what we also carry the costume. Now the last is the location. The location is where the sprite is found in the play area. As we can see, it's showing 300 by 99. It means that is where it is placed in the play area. There are so many types of sprites that we can see. Just as we have here, there are thousands and millions of sprites where we can easily pick from. I know you will want to have a sprite. We can also create a sprite for you. Behavior. Now, when making a sprite, it is necessary the sprite do what we want it to do. So the behavior block helps us to do that. The behavior block is an action that the sprite must perform continuously until they are told to stop. It's just like you have made a car, and the purpose of you making a car is for the car to move. Now the car will also always stand there in as much as it knows that it's supposed to move, but it's waiting for you to give it a behavior which is move. So when you give it a behavior which is move, the car begins to move. The car does not just move on its own. It needs to wait for your instruction. Now the instruction that is given to a sprite to move or to perform continuously until it is told to stop is called a behavior. Every one of us here has a behavior that we are known for. The same thing happens with the sprite. The sprite also has a behavior that it's known for. Like if you give a behavior for a fish to swim to the left and to the right, that is what the fish continuously do until you tell it to stop. There are so many examples of behavior blocks, like the swimming blocks, like the tumbling blocks, the sprinkle blocks, the when sprite condition block. So all these are some of the examples of the behavior block. So we will be moving straight into our code studio now so that we can have a little practical on the swimming fish with sprite lab. Welcome to code.org. Now in code.org, I told us before in our previous class, for us to get to code.org, all we need to do is open our browser and type code.org, just like as I have here. Now, when you type code.org, this is the first page that you see. For us to proceed to the Code Studio, you have to click on Sign In. Now, when you click on Sign In, this is the page you see. You have to come to the right hand side and enter your 6-letter code and click on Go. Now, after typing your 6-letter code, you will see the class that you fall into. Your class has already been registered for you by your teacher. So just for you to look for your name, I will look for my name, which is Mr. Samuel. This is Mr. Sam. So I'll click on Mr. Samuel and put in my secret identity. After doing that, you click on Sign In. Now, when you click on Sign In, voila, you are already inside the account for code.org. Now, for us to be able to know that, at the top right corner, you see your name. Yeah, my name is also here, Mr. Samuel, which shows that I'm already inside the code.org. And we are doing course F 2020. So I will just go to the topic that I'm going to be doing for today, which is swimming fish with Sprite Lab. I'll click on the first one, which is the introduction to Sprite Lab. And this one is a video. Now, this video tells us about the Sprite Lab. If you wish, you can watch the video to get more information about what the Sprite Lab is. But because of time, I'm going to click on Continue to move to the next level. Now, this is the Sprite Lab. The Sprite Lab is a place, like we said, where sprites are made and created. Now, if you look at the Sprite Lab, we still have the play area, the instruction area, but we don't have the toolbox area. We only have the workspace area here in this place. But in our next level, we will see the workspace area. Now, here it says, make a prediction. What do you think will happen when you run this code? This is our make a sprite block. And in the make a sprite block, the sprite here is bearing this. Now, our behavior block here shows that the sprite is doing a behavior called what? Tumbling. And this sprite is a dusty. So a dusty is what? Is doing a behavior called tumbling. When I click on run, the sprite will tumble. So I will write here, the sprite will tumble. So let's see what happens when I really click on run. So you see, the sprite tumbles. So it means that this is what really happens when we click on run. So I'll click on finish to complete that level. Okay, this is level 3. Level 3 here says, let's make a fish tank. Change the tumbleweed sprite into any kind of fish by clicking on this, which is the costume. Be sure to also update your sprite costume into this. Okay, so what we are going to do is, they say we should change it to a fish tank. It means that they want a fish. So we'll come here and click on a fish. So you see, after clicking on a fish, here automatically turns toward a fish. And we should not forget to also change this to that same fish. So what is the fish doing is spinning right. So when I click on it, the fish begins to spin right. Can we see it? So we are making a sprite. And the new sprite we just made is called a fish. Alright, puzzle 4. And here it says, this fish is getting dizzy. Change the fish's behavior so that it will swim left and right. So we are still working on the fish, but we said we should change the behavior. So I'll come here and remove this behavior block. I'll take it back to the toolbox area. And they want us to make it to swim left and right. So I will just come here and add it to it. You see? Then I'll click it. It will change and it will start swimming left and right. I'm going to be taking the last level for this lesson so that I will allow us to also make sure we are able to code the rest. I'm going to be doing the last one. You see, that's all for that. So I'll take the last puzzle, and this puzzle is saying that our fish tank needs some water. They want us to add a set background color block to make the background color any color. So say that they recommend blue, which is the recommended one, is already here. So I'll just have to drag it here, and let's watch what we have to apply area. See, it just changes immediately. So when I click on run, it runs immediately. Now I want to show us something. In this place, which is our location, I can decide to change the location of my sprite. Just now it was 300. I can decide to carry it to here. Now it's 323. I can decide to also change it to here. You see, now it's now 160 something. Anywhere you want your sprite to be, if you want it to be at the middle, just put it there. It will just go to the center. So the location can also be changed, which is also found in the make a new sprite block. So that is where we are going to end for today's class. Do not forget to always make sure you complete your work, and coding is fun. See you in our next class. Bye.